Welcome to the NCDWI Guy podcast, where defenders of the Constitution assemble to prepare for courtroom battle and firm owners gather to develop marketing strategies that will revolutionize the practice of criminal defense. Here's your host, the NCDWI Guy, Jake Minnick.
Hello, fellow freedom fighters, and welcome to episode 231 of the NCDWI Guy podcast. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you, except the will which says to them, hold on. The poem If by Rudyard Kipling is special to me because I was required to memorize it in high school. It is one of my favorite poems about how to become an adult, how to become a mature human being, the difficult things that you'll have to face, and the grace with which you will have to face those. And this is a episode that not really exactly sure what emotions may come out to during this episode. It has been a wild couple of weeks, and right now the chaos that has been brought to the mountains of Western North Carolina by Hurricane Helene have just really been so devastating to the mountain people of North Carolina and surrounding states, all the way obviously down into Florida. But the damage done by Hurricane Helene has just been completely devastating, and something that having grown up in Waynesville in the heart of the mountains and lived in Asheville effectively my entire adult life outside of when I was going to college and law school, literally just moved down to North Topsail Beach a few weeks ago and just cannot believe the damage that has been done to Western North Carolina by Hurricane Helene. My thoughts and prayers go out to all of the people in that area. We've got family and friends, and fortunately, the people that we've been able to connect with there, have been confirmed safe and are making it through some incredibly difficult circumstances. People that are staying and helping get food and water to others. I mean, just the unbelievable damage that is, and stories, the heartbreaking stories that have been reported out of Western North Carolina are just unreal. And it is somewhat strange timing in terms of kind of the focus of the podcast. The last episode that I recorded was on quelling the storm, episode 230, and I had planned a 3-part series on endurance and the importance of endurance in being a legal professional. This was something that we focused on a good bit at the Freedom Fighters Summit that was literally going on in Asheville in the midst of Hurricane Helene coming through. We literally spent Friday of the summit kind of with Hurricane Helene blowing through Asheville. Most of the attendees at the summit were able to get out of the Asheville area on Saturday. A few didn't, that were out basically coming from outside of Asheville area didn't make it home until Sunday. I am extremely grateful that I have been able to confirm that all of the attendees of the summit made it home safe. It was unbelievably damaging, the impact that was caused by Helene. And so it's definitely something that has just been heavy on my mind. But this is now going to be a 4-part series because I'm going to kind of just to lay the groundwork of where we were otherwise going to go. And I think that Helene is a personal reminder that in life, there is no avoiding hardship. There's no avoiding difficult times. Um, whatever kind of normal status quo that you kind of walk into work every day and to routines every day that you're expecting, a certain way of life to continue, um, things often get thrown completely out of whack. Unforeseen circumstances get thrown at us. Horrific and tragic circumstances get thrown at us. And question is, have we prepared ourselves to respond in the right way to those unbelievably dark and trying times? So over the next few weeks, kind of the groundwork that we're going to lay is how to become better endurance professionals, how to become better human beings in terms of endurance. And I'm going to look at a few different kind of areas in my life in terms of things that have been impactful in terms of helping to create an endurance mindset. So next week, we're going to actually focus on the book Endurance, which is Ernest Shackleton's famous account of Ernest Shackleton by Alfred Lansing. I have just read this for the first time. It is an unbelievably powerful book. It's one of the best reads of my adult life. Just an unbelievable story of endurance. I mean, I'm not going to try to find some other word for it. Literally, it is a story of endurance, and the way that it is just so beautifully written, just walking through the unbelievable hardship that human beings can endure, is just powerful. So next week, the focus is on learning endurance, hearing stories and studying uh, people that have gone through trying times. And so we're going to use the endurance book model for that. A couple weeks down the road, so part 3 of our series will be a reflection on the Grindstone 100-mile race that I completed in Virginia a couple of weeks back, and how to train for endurance, how to train your mind, train your body for trying situations, because I think preparing for tough times is something you cannot prepare yourself for a Hurricane Helene by going through a Hurricane Helene. I mean, this is a once in a lifetime storm. So how do you kind of prepare yourself for difficult times mentally and physically? So it'll be lessons taken away from the Grindstone 100. And then 3 weeks down the road, we'll complete our 4-part series with a reflection on the Freedom Fighters Summit, and building a community of people that are capable of doing hard things, building a community, a group of worthy rivals that can help push you to the limit and push you to new heights. And how does having that community of endurance professionals allow you to become a better capable of enduring trying times? So in this today's episode, I just kind of want to, offer a reflection, a little kind of background in terms of, kind of what a framework is for us walking through this series. And so I'm going to start with the definition of endurance. My opening talk at the summit last week was business is an endurance sport, and I began with a definition of endurance. So I'll repeat that here. A lot of the rest of the talk will not be kind of part of our series, but I'll start with the definition of endurance. The adjective for the definition of endurance is denoting or relating to a race or other sporting event that takes place over a long distance or otherwise demands great physical stamina. And so we'll kind of focus on that aspect of the definition of endurance when we get to part 3 of the series and that reflection on the Grindstone 100. But the noun definition of endurance is this: the fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. The fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. And this is something that, to me, is such an important definition, because so many aspects of our life, whether it is something that's going on in our personal life, something in our professional life, a particular case, a trial, a literal trial that we have coming up, a trial that is thrown our way. So many things in life require us to be good at, experienced with dealing in the unpleasant, dealing in the dark, dealing in the difficult. And so creating a mental framework for difficult times and dark experiences is so critical, so important for us to be able to not only survive, but really to have like a habit of pushing ourselves through difficult and dark times. So again, the definition, the fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way is so important. And so our theme for this quarter number 4 at Minic Law, is Fortitudine Vincimus. Fortitudine Vincimus, which is a motto of the Shackleton family, which is translated as "by endurance we conquer." By endurance we conquer. And that is the path to victory when you're going through a difficult situation, a difficult time in life, a dark mental space. It is through endurance that those situations can be met head on, pushed through, and survived on the other side. One thing that I think is so powerful amidst the suffering and sadness and heartbreak of the situation that is facing Western North Carolina and other states currently in this aftermath of Hurricane Helene, is the awesome power of human beings to endure and also to give back. It is really in the darkest situations that you see human beings at their best. And there was a quote that I came across the other day by William Barclay that goes like this: endurance is not just the ability to bear a hard thing, but to turn it into glory. Endurance is not just the ability to bear a hard thing, but to turn it into glory. And one of the just wonderful, amazing, beautiful aspects of a dark situation is the way that human beings come together and help each other out. There's a country song that is a relatively new country song, and I can't remember the name of the artist that has is behind this song, but it's titled "I Believe Most People Are Good," and I love the lyrics of that song because that's definitely the way that I look at human beings in every uh, profession, in every family, in every community. You have bad actors, you have bad apples, you have people that are not following the rules, people that are trying to take advantage of others. But I believe that on the whole, most human beings are good, that we are designed to live in community, that we are designed by our creator to help other people. And there are so many stories coming out of, again, the horrific damage that has been done by Hurricane Helene, the lives that it has taken, the damage to businesses and homes and people's way of living, the just monumental damage that has been done. It is one of those things where you see the goodness of human beings and the desire to help. And so the outpouring of love, financial support, uh, boots on the ground action that has been going on that I have seen most immediately in Western North Carolina, because that is where my heart is. Again, that's literally been home to me for my entire adult life or actually my entire life of almost 40 years. That has been home. It has been so inspiring and beautiful to see the way that people have responded to Western North Carolina, the outpouring of love and financial support and um, uh, support of one another, helping to clean out people's businesses and help get things back on track. It's been wonderful and amazing to see. So, um, again, endurance is not just the ability to bear a hard thing, but to turn it into glory. And as we go into these next few episodes, the reason to me that you have to become a better endurance person, that endurance has to be a discipline that you are focusing on, a mental attitude that you are constantly building. What also in terms of endurance, professional, being somebody that is resilient within your line of work, building a resilient mind, building a resilient body, building resilient work habits. The reason it's so important to become good at, to become habituated to endurance is not so that you can survive, not just so that you can survive, but so that you can turn hard things into opportunities to contribute, so that you can shine in moments of difficulty, so that you can shine in moments that are dark, so that you can bring other people out of hell and help them get back on their feet. Fortitudine Vincimus. By endurance we conquer.